Hey guys, this video is for our 2nd through 4th grade team for July week 1, which is July 3rd. Happy 4th of July weekend, and thank you guys for serving on this holiday weekend. We are continue to focusing on making waves. What you do today can change the world around you during the month of July. And we are going to keep our memory verse the same for the month of July. The curriculum changes it, but since we are continuing to talk about the fruit of the Spirit throughout the month of July, I thought we would keep it the same. So in June, we learned about love, joy, peace, and patience. In July, we will learn about kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. So to kick off this week, we start our month in Luke chapter 10. And when the religious leaders questioned Jesus about the sorts of people we should love and show kindness to, he told the familiar parable of the Good Samaritan. With this story, Jesus completely changed how people who follow him should look at showing kindness to others. It's not just for people we know or like, but for everyone we meet. So our bottom line, show kindness to everyone. Everyone is someone who God created and loves, and we pray that our kids start to realize that everyone deserves kindness. So we'll help them discover some simple ways to put God's love into action with the ways they are kind to the people they meet. So jumping into our leader guide, we would love for you to join us at 8:20 and 10:20 in the garage door room. The prayer team has been coming down to pray over us and ask for prayer requests, which is just such a great way to start off our Sunday morning. And we also have coffee and donuts in there. Then just make sure that you are to your small group area by 8:30 and 10:30 so that you're ready. Okay, just scared the poop out of me. So that you are ready when kids start to roll in at 8:40 and 10:40. So like we've had there's Tom looking at his desk, scaring me while I'm making my video. So like we've had throughout the whole summer, we've got coloring pages. This week's is about kindness. On the back is their devotional. Those are at the bottom of your cart if kids would like to color those as they come in. And then we've got a couple of little intro activities that you can choose from this week. You can just keep having them color their coloring page all the way up to large group if they are happily doing that. But there are 2 intro activities. You probably won't have time for both, so you can pick which one sounds good to you if you'd like to move on from coloring. The first one is just a this or a that game, so you could have kids stand up and sit down. You could have them move to one side of the room or the other and ask them some this or that questions. The other one is a live guess who game. So you'd have all the kids stand up. You would pick someone in your head and have the kids ask yes or no questions. So if someone says, does this person have brown hair? If you say no, all the kids with brown hair will sit down. They'll keep narrowing it down until you get to the person that you picked. So those are 2 intro activities that you could do before you head to large group. Then you'll go over to large group at 10 after. Just try to make sure that you are on time so we can get large group started right away so that we can get large group finished on time for all of our stations afterwards. So just like we've been doing the month of June, you'll have 3 stations after large group. There's a schedule in the front of your folder that tells you which station you go to when. So when you head to large group, bring your leader guide folder with you and also bring your little prayer journal with you so that you can write down your kids' prayer requests when you're in the snack room. So the 3 stations. In our garage door room this week, we have this game called Kind or Unkind. So if you go to your folder, to the page that says Kind or Unkind, this is what is going to be happening in the garage door room. I'm actually going to walk over there just so I can show you really quick. Underneath the back bench, there will be some scenarios. So you could pick up a paper from underneath the back bench over there. I'm also going to have 12 cans of silly string. So there will be 1 can for each small group for each service. So if I'm 2nd grade girls, I can use 1 whole can. And then you're going to designate 2 carpets as the kind or unkind carpets, and the rest of the space is going to be neutral space. So I might say this carpet is kind, this carpet is unkind, everything else is neutral. And what you're going to do is you're going to ask kids scenarios from this page, and they are going to pick, is it kind or unkind? And they have to move to that rug. So you could do this all together with the boys and the girls. So for example, your teacher is walking toward the door and her hands are full. No one stops to help her. So obviously the kids would move to the unkind rug. Let me make sure I'm saying this right. You are going to stand in the neutral zone with the silly string, and you're going to tell kids, you'll read different scenarios. You are going to tell kids to run to the unkind zone if they think it's unkind. Let them know that you're going to spray them with string if you catch them in the neutral zone. So kind of while they're moving, you can just be silly stringing kids as they're going back and forth, or maybe you count to 3, and if they're still in the neutral zone when you count to 3, you can silly string them. And then just say, great job. So then if the situation is unkind, have the kids come up with a way that they could turn that into a kind situation. So obviously they could help the teacher, they could open the door, they could take the things from her and help her do that. And then just remember to remind the kids that we want to show kindness to everyone. So that's the activity that is in the garage door room this week. In the yellow room will be snack and water, and that's where you will go to pray with your kids, ask for their prayer requests. I've been asking kids if they have anything they want to pray for or anything they want to thank God for, and it's just been great. There's something about someone writing down your name and your prayer request next to it that is just really impactful. So then in the purple room, the activity that you're going to do is called Dangerous Road, and it is in your folder where it says, where it says Dangerous Road. And what you're going to do is I just put out these two papers. I'll pick them up before Sunday, but this one says Jerusalem, this one says Jericho. You could play boys versus girls, or you could do one game for the girls, and in a different area of the room, you could set up one game for the boys. I have extra signs right here that you could use to make two separate games. So what you'll do is if you do boys versus girls, for example, you will ask a trivia question to the girls. What book of the Bible does our story come from today? And they can talk together, and they'll be, let's say, on the Jericho side. And if they get the answer right, they will lay one popsicle stick out in between Jericho and Jerusalem. So the goal of the game is they are trying to build a road going from Jericho to Jerusalem. So the girls put a popsicle stick out. Now you're going to ask the boys a question. Who told our Bible story? That should be a T. Jesus did. So if the boys get that right, then they put a popsicle stick on their side going from Jerusalem to Jericho. And you're going to see, you go back and forth. If the girls miss it, the boys have a chance to steal, and they can add a popsicle stick to their side. Or if you're playing just with your group, then same thing, just team 1 versus team 2. The game ends either when time is up, depending on how long you have, or when the road meets in the middle. And then just close it down by saying, we know that the road between Jericho and Jerusalem was pretty dangerous. It's a road where everyone would be watching out for thieves and traps, and it was the kind of road where you wouldn't stop for anything, not to get a snack or water or help someone on the side of the road. Jesus knew this road really well when he told the story about the Good Samaritan. He had walked it before with his friends. Why do you think Jesus chose to use this road for the story? Just because kindness happens when we least expect it. We should always be looking out for ways to show kindness. It's tempting to not be kind and just look out for yourself on this road or any other time that we're scared or nervous. And Jesus was also talking about two types of people who were enemies. Why did he do this instead of making the hurt man and the kind man from the same town? We should be looking to be kind to our enemies and even people who aren't capable of showing kindness back to us. And then just telling the kids this is a story with a lot of layers. And this might not be the first time you've heard this story, and it definitely won't be the last, but there's always a lot to learn from it about how we can be kind to others. So those are our 3 stations: kind or unkind silly string, snack and prayer, and then dangerous room. And then you will just finish up back in your homeroom where kids, you can get out a toy to sit on your carpet and play. Kids can keep coloring their coloring pages from the beginning of service. And you can just hang out until parents come to pick up. So that is it for this weekend, guys. Thank you so much for serving on this holiday weekend. I hope you all have a wonderful 4th of July, and we'll see you on Sunday.